Bad Kids is an NFT collection that features art made to look like a bad kid actually did the work. This project will be minting on the Stargaze blockchain on March 11th, which is the day of the platform's Genesis mint or first ever mint. In my interview, the creator Cortland talks about the features of Bad Kids and the immense variety of body types and other layers of art that were implemented, making this somewhat unique compared to the typical base body style of most recognizable NFTs. At the end of the interview, Cortland also leaks some information about rare and ultra rare features, including some surprise metadata that he included with these NFTs. His hopes are that people will use them as profile images and we'll get to see them all over social media. These NFTs will cost 100 stars tokens to mint, and you'll end up with one of the distinct 9,999 drawings from the collection. Cortland also has a Twitter thread on how to obtain the stars tokens needed to mint this project. I will include that link in the description. If you are supporting this project or any Stargaze project, please like and share this video. Thank you very much.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. All right. So, Bad Kids. We're about to have Bad Kids minted on the Stargaze chain, and I have the creator here. Hopefully, you could just give us your introduction and the origin of the project for people that aren't familiar.
Yeah, sure. Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem.
I'm Cortland on Discord, and I'm the lead artist on Bad Kids, which is launching as one of the Genesis Mint projects on Friday the 11th. And yeah, I guess I'll just start out kind of like talking about like how this came to be, like how the team came together. So yeah, so I'm working on it. The other kind of co-creator is someone that I met when we were both in art school, and we've both been kind of longtime crypto guys. I remember like, I think it was like 2013, like I discovered Bitcoin and was telling him about it. And actually I convinced him to set up a Coinbase account so I could pay him back for a beer that he bought me in Bitcoin. And I'm not sure how much that beer is worth now. I'm kind of afraid to look.
I think that's about probably like a $180 Bitcoin, something like that, maybe.
It was in the low 200s, I remember.
Yeah. Well, you got a he got a good deal, or maybe you got a good deal.
He definitely got a good deal. So we've worked together on stuff in the past, and we knew about crypto. We were both kind of like late to DeFi stuff and to kind of branching out, and sort of, we saw NFTs. It was exciting, but it was also kind of hard to approach. It kind of took us a while to figure out if this was even a thing that we kind of wanted to experiment with. And I think part of it was just like we weren't. What I'll say is like Bad Kids is like, this is what we wanted. Like this is sort of the thing that we wanted to buy, is like a PFP that wasn't out there, like something that's like really irreverent, but has like a certain, just like a certain like attitude about, like whatever, we're, this is what it is. Yeah, it's a kid's art drawing. It's literally, it's bad art. And it, I think some people really get that. Some people are into it, and some people don't, and that's totally fine.
Well, anyone with kids will definitely get this.
That's true.
The little quirks and things that only kids can put on a piece of paper. I think that a lot of people will really get a kick out of this, and will definitely want one. You told me right before this you were thinking of originally launching on Ethereum, and then you decided on a Cosmos chain. Can you talk about
that's
that?
Right. Yeah, when the project started, we didn't necessarily know where it was going to end up in terms of chain. So Ethereum's where a lot of big projects are. That's kind of what we were looking at, and Ethereum is intimidating. There's like a lot of big projects, like a lot of gas fees, and it just, it seems like you really have to push hard on the marketing front to get noticed, which I'm not great at. I'll admit that. Like marketing was never my strong suit. But the plan was to eventually, figure out a launch plan, go there, and sort of as we were like in the home stretch, Stargaze sort of emerged, and they had that that Genesis program that they were looking for creators. I applied our project there. We got accepted, and I was super excited. Like I've been on Cosmos for a while. Well, not a while, for a while in crypto terms, but like for less than a year in real life. But
Less
it's
than a
just
year
been,
could be a while for
yeah,
crypto terms.
true. But yeah, so it's like, to me, it's like a really exciting place to be right now. So I'm super excited to be like launching an NFT there.
And you mentioned you're on Discord. Is that where the majority of your communication is delivered? And what's your community like that's there now?
It's good. I think some people are really drawn to the art. Like they get the vibe, and those people have been pretty enthusiastic. They've been turning up there and on Twitter. And we just started our own Discord very recently, so we're going to start bringing in people there, kind of like in small amounts. But that should be running fully, within a week.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think no matter what, as it gets closer to Friday, all of these Genesis project discords and socials should see a jump in interest, and people will be poking around looking for what they want to mint. All right. Can you point out maybe the main features of your art so people obviously when people look at your NFTs, every single one looks different. It's not just a different it's the same face with like a different hat on or a different
Yeah,
item in their hand. Can you talk about the features of the art itself? I think
sure,
it's
sure,
really
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think kind of one of the annoyances I have with a lot of other projects, and nothing against these projects, but you can kind of flip through them, and it does feel like you're just seeing the same thing over and over again with just different colors and different clothing. And I really like, I wanted, if you flip through Bad Kids, it feels like you're looking at a bunch of distinct drawings, even though it is still procedurally assembled from like lots of art layers. And kind of the core thing that makes that work is there's sort of all these base body types. There's 40 different ones right now, not including like the ultra rare stuff.
By base body type, you mean like the position, the posture, maybe like if their arms are up, arms are down, things like that?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the general shape. And even within those body types, there's different clothing, different hair, different accessories. So it's almost like a collection that's built up of all these like smaller collections within it. And they share common parts, like a lot of the same eyes and mouths and noses are used across the different bodies. But when you look at this collection, like I want, people that mint, I want it to be like a pretty big mystery about what you're getting. You could get, like any sort of possible iteration of Bad Kid. Like there's a really huge variety.
Well, I think the differences between them are so much more obvious. And like, if you go through other projects, there's basically one body type, right? And then they'll have different things in the background, different hat, different thing in their mouth, different thing in their hand, different clothing. But people will see that this collection, it literally looks like, you know, 10,000 different kids drawing their own little, maybe a portrait of themselves or someone in their family. It's what it looks like, and it's, to me, I think it's I think what you're trying to achieve, it's definitely you did it the right way, because that's the
I'm glad it's
best way I
working
can say
because
it.
yeah, it's definitely, it's taken a while to kind of like make it come together, but I'm excited how it turned out.
If you had to give a slogan for this, would you just say bad drawings by bad kids, or bad drawings of bad kids?
Yeah, like for Bad Kids by Bad Kids.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, okay. For bad kids by bad kids. And there's, this mint will be 9,999. I'm assuming you're number 10,000. You were a bad kid. You or a bad artist maybe when you were young.
Yeah, I guess someone has to come last. I guess that's me.
The mint price, you're pretty sure, is going to be about 100 stars.
Yeah, 100 stars is what we're looking at, which is I think around maybe a little over $50 right now.
Yeah, and I think that day, the Genesis Day, for those people who don't yet know, there'll be 15 different projects live minting, and I think that price is great because it will allow people to unlock their airdrop and still get something, right? They'll get their airdrop and NFT. So you might have people kind of moseying around trying to get their airdrop, never bought an NFT before, and then go through the process and pick up something like this, and like, oh, these are definitely different. These don't look like an established artist made these. It literally looks like, well, everyone can see your picture here. This is one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I'll definitely make sure that in the description there'll be links to the samples that you gave me as well. So what about after the mint? Do you have any plans for your Discord community, or launching another project a year from now, or even less time than that? Any roadmap of any sort loosely planned out?
We have a little bit. Like I don't want to make any big promises now, but I will say, if you're a fan of Bad Kids and you're holding this, like we're gonna figure out ways to make it worth your while. In terms of like getting you more art, figuring out ways to just like kind of keep this going, and we're really hoping to like build a community that enjoys this stuff. And yeah, we're excited to be on Cosmos, and yeah, we hope that this is like a thing that people, you know, get excited, like people can kind of see themselves in it. They can find the bad kid that represents them.
I can definitely see like logging into a Twitter Spaces and just seeing like 90% of the people's Twitter picture one of the bad kids that they minted. I could definitely see that happening.
The crypto punks weren't really me. Like the Bored Apes, I never saw myself as like an ape. Like
Same. Yeah.
I wasn't a cat really, but I was a bad kid, and I think I think I can still embody that. I'm older now. I'm more boring, but I'm still a bad kid at heart.
I definitely think people are going to like this. I when you sent me the collage of all the different ones, I was like, oh yeah, this is not really like what you just mentioned. The the different apes that kind of look the same if you look at them. If you zip through a whole bunch of them, the cats. It's this is people are going to like this just because 40 different base body types, and also the different layers of artwork that you mentioned as well. So
Yeah. And there's a lot of rare parts within there. There's different there's ultra rare stuff in there too. It's, if you're into that. I actually even uh they have stats baked in as well. Like I'm not gonna promise a bad kids video game or anything like that, but if you want to know if your bad kid could beat up another bad kid, you can just check out their muscles data in the metadata and see which number is higher.
all that's so there could be like a bad kids like bully club, and then a bad kids bullied club. So
They're totally could. But yeah, every bad kid has their age, their brains, their muscles, and their badness. So you can compare it against any other bad kid based on those metrics. I'm kind of excited to see if people, notice some of the weird little stuff that's hidden in here. Like one thing I just added last week was like I have this head type that, you know, 10% of them have elf ears instead of human ears. And it's, like that's not even really in the metadata, and you might not even notice it unless you're looking for it. But it's, there's little treats like that are snuck in where I can find places for them.
got it. I'm not a big fan of the NFT creators just giving away all the rarities to where it's so mechanical, mathematical, that it takes away from what the people actually minted. They might look at it completely different a minute after they see the rarity, the data, which
Yeah.
you don't want it to be data. You want it to be interesting, and like you bought it because you liked it, not because mathematically it's like the top 10% of background colors.
True. Yeah, yeah. I mean that data is mostly in there for people that really do care about it, but it's not. It wasn't for me. It was just about sneaking in as much weird stuff as I could into this project.
Well, you never know. Like you said, you might find a use case for it later.
True.
What will you mint, if anything, on Genesis Day?
Oh, I'm gonna try to get everything that I can from other Genesis projects. I've been really bad about trying to get onto whitelists just because I've been so busy trying to finish up my own project. I really need to to go out there and see what my options are. But yeah, I mean, I'm basically anything I can get on Genesis Day, I will.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, listen, it's a big event, right? Or it might be seen as a huge event. Who knows? A year from now or a couple years from now. And I think my strategy usually is just kind of shoot from the hip with NFTs. Up, I like it, get it. I'll figure out what it is later.
Yeah.
This time around, I said, you know what? I need to get some info, and people need info because everything operating out of Discord is not. It's just not going to reach enough people, in my opinion. So that's why I
Yeah.
do these interviews, or just I bother everyone on Twitter, on Discord for info, and I shared a document with some research. So um, no matter what, Friday is going to be fun for the creators and for the minters, and for the first time NFT people are going to be forced to mint something to get their airdrops. Which the airdrop, some people might be getting like 500 stars just to mint something that's 100, right? So that it's going to be they might mint 4 and still have some stars left over.
I'm not going to make any crazy promises, but I will. This is a thing that I've worked really hard on, that I'm super excited about, and yeah, I promise you that if this is a thing that you enjoy, like you're gonna love it. I should just tell them it will change their life, right? This will make your life better. I'm changing my tactic right now. I'm gonna start promising things. If you buy this on Genesis Day, it will make your life better.
Or you will receive any benefit from the metadata that was put in there, just kind of for the artist's pleasure, not for any current use case.
Yeah, but whatever data is in there, it will fix all your problems somehow.
Well, this should be great on Friday. Thanks for doing this, by the way. I know that all the artists are very busy. There's less than a week to go. Really appreciate your time. Anything you want to
I
say?
appreciate you spreading the message. This is great. Like I'm not always great at getting out there and telling people about this. So any help I can get is much appreciated.
All right. Well, I guess I'll talk to you after the mint, hopefully.
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
Great.
Thanks for having me.